Well, those were the headlines at 6. I'm Sneha Mordani. Let's take a look at the overall picture, the overall scenario as far as the COVID-19 situation in India is concerned. Let's look at the numbers as they stand today. Active cases in the country over 26,82,751 as of today. Apart from that, look at the total number of deaths that have been reported in the country up until now, ever since the outbreak of the pandemic. 1,92,311. And recoveries, the percentage, of course, well below the 90% mark right now. But the total recoveries in the country over 1,85,110. Well, the COVID-19 situation in Delhi continues to remain rather grim. The Arvind Kejriwal government has today announced that they are going to be extending this ongoing lockdown for another week. Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal, while addressing a press conference today, said the lockdown in the capital has been extended till 5 a.m. on the 3rd of May. He's also said that Delhi's positivity rate is slightly reduced amid the lockdown that has been placed since the 19th of April. It stands at 29% is what he said yesterday. Delhi's positivity rate was at about 30%. Well, let's talk about the lockdown now. Public transport are allowed to ply. Air and rail traffic is also permitted. Home delivery from restaurants also permitted this time around. People are being allowed to move around for accessing health services. The Delhi government has decided to impose the lockdown to curb the spread of the virus in the capital. However, the positivity rate, like I mentioned earlier, is at 29%. The national capital has recorded 24,100 new cases of COVID in the last 24 hours.
अभी भी कोरोना का कहर जारी है और कोरोना कम नहीं हो रहा, तो इसीलिए उसके मद्देनज़र कई लोगों के भी जनता के बीच में भी जब हम लोगों ने बात करने की कोशिश की, सबका मत यही है कि लॉकडाउन को भी और बढ़ाना चाहिए। तो लॉकडाउन को दिल्ली के अंदर एक हफ्ते के लिए और बढ़ाया जा रहा है, अगले सोमवार को सुबह 5 बजे तक के लिए। इस दौरान हमने देखा लॉकडाउन के दौरान की संक्रमण दर, पॉजिटिविटी रेट जिसको कहते हैं, ये लगभग 36-37% तक पहुंच गई। आज तक इतनी संक्रमण दर हमने दिल्ली में तो नहीं देखी, बाकी दुनिया भर में हो सकता हुई हो कहीं पे, लेकिन 36-37% तक संक्रमण दर पहुंच गई। पिछले 1-2 दिन से थोड़ी सी कम हुई है, आज 30 के नीचे आई है, 29 पॉइंट कुछ आई है। मैं ये नहीं कह रहा कि कोरोना ख़त्म होने की दिशा में जा रहा है, लेकिन ये अभी तथ्य हैं, अभी और कुछ दिन देखना पड़ेगा। हो सकता है बढ़ जाए, हो सकता है कम हो, लेकिन हम भगवान से प्रार्थना करते हैं कि कोरोना से हम लोगों को मुक्ति मिले।
Well, Tamil Nadu continues to see a sharp rise in COVID-19 cases. The state has recorded over 14,842 fresh cases in the last 24 hours, with 80 deaths, the highest single-day spike since the beginning of the pandemic. Tamil Nadu was a whopping active case load of over 1,668 cases. To stop the spread of the virus, Tamil Nadu government has announced stricter curbs that's going to come into effect from 4 a.m. on Monday. Cinema halls, gymnasiums, bars and meeting halls will remain shut. Shopping malls and complexes will not be allowed to remain functional. Beauty parlors, spas, salons and barbershops will also not be permitted to operate. Provision stores, which are in fact providing essential commodities, vegetable shops, will be allowed to function. Of course, the standard operating procedure has to be followed. Places of worship will remain closed as well. More than 50 guests will not be allowed to gather for a marriage. Minimum 50% of employees of IT organizations will be compulsorily working from home. Remember, the state government has imposed a night curfew between 10 p.m. to 4 a.m. and complete lockdown on Sundays. Well, Tamil Nadu imposed a lockdown on Sunday. Mass weddings took place in Kudalur district. Tamil Nadu announced no entry for public into places of worship, but several couples decided to get married right outside the sacred temple's entrance, flouting COVID norms. Several couples, along with family members, assembled in front of Thiruvananthapuram Devanatha Swami temple, tied the knot, got blessings from the elders. Shockingly, many were seen without masks and didn't even maintain social distancing. Well, Tamil Nadu was among the worst hit states last year, with the second wave wreaking havoc across the country and states now fighting to make ends meet. It appears that this state has everything pretty much figured out. The preparedness is a good example of what other states also can do.
India in COVID's terrifying second wave. With just a handful of states posting the huge numbers, India is now the world's biggest coronavirus hub. But amidst the carnage being wrought by the virus right now, one state has been conspicuous by its level of preparations, less challenging numbers and a robust plan to ride the wave. That state is Tamil Nadu. It had a very high number of COVID-19 cases during the first wave, but now seems to be performing a whole lot better. Let's explore these one by one. The struggle for hospital beds is a nightmare in Delhi, but in Tamil Nadu, the state machinery has a well-planned system. The government's Stop Corona website gives citizens real-time updates on bed availability across the hospitals, with details whether they are oxygen supported or not. This clarity itself has stopped patients from running from pillar to post like in other states. Secondly, Tamil Nadu not only has sufficient oxygen supplies without continuous monitoring, but has been supplying to other states.
Tamil Nadu at present is an oxygen surplus state, but having said that, after seeing various incidents and all, we have to be very careful. As far as the availability of oxygen is concerned, availability of tanks is concerned, we have more than adequate storage capacity, almost 1,100 KL storage capacity is there.
Third, the state at present also has sufficient remdesivir drug supplies, with no shortages being felt.
We have almost on a day around 12,000 cases come, but not all get admitted. If you look at only 30% need hospital admissions. And out of them also, as per the clinical protocol, everybody need not be given remdesivir. As far as government is concerned, there is no shortage of remdesivir.
Apart from well-stocked supplies, forward planning has helped Tamil Nadu ride the second wave better than any other state.
The one thing the state cannot control is the vaccine. And for that, Chief Minister Edappadi K. Palaniswamy has written to the Prime Minister demanding that 20 lakh doses of vaccine be provided to the state. This is also because the state has slowly but steadily increased the number of people who are getting vaccinated per day. The current rate is nearly 2 lakh doses being given to beneficiaries per day.
The Chief Minister has also forewarned that Tamil Nadu's remdesivir stability should not be jeopardized by other states banning the supply. The Chief Minister has also suggested that a new unit in Chennai be used to manufacture vaccines. Apart from these solid measures, there is a robust awareness drive by ecosystem of doctors and medical professionals. The state has also been very tough against the COVID violators. With the campaign approach to create awareness, since mid-March, 3.94 lakh violators have been identified and a fine amount of Rs 8.35 crore has been collected. With Akshanath in Chennai, Bureau Report, India Today.
Well, as India gears up to vaccinate those above the age of 18 from the 1st of May onwards, most states have announced free vaccine jabs for people. Haryana, Telangana and the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir are among the latest states that have announced free inoculation for people in the age group of 18 to 45 years. In Haryana, vaccines are going to be given free of cost in government facilities. In private facilities, there's going to be a charge for it. The Telangana government has said it's going to administer COVID-19 vaccines free of cost to the entire population in the state, irrespective of their age. The Chief Minister said free vaccination drive would cost the state exchequer 25,000 crore rupees. Earlier, Bihar, Jharkhand, Madhya Pradesh and Andhra Pradesh also announced free vaccines for all above the age of 18. What a situation there, with doctors, tears in their eyes and folded hands, are begging for oxygen to save patients in their respective hospitals. This is what we've come to in the National Capital Region, at least. We are talking about Delhi, and this is a Jaipur Golden Hospital in Delhi, which has sounded another alarm over depleting oxygen stock. The hospital has said that 164 patients on oxygen support are at risk. The hospital had received oxygen supply last night in response to its SOS, but the hospital says the supply will only last till 6 p.m. today. Speaking to India Today, Jaipur Golden Hospital MD Dr. D.K. Baluja accused the central and the state government of passing the buck. Remember, the hospital had yesterday admitted in Delhi High Court that 20 critical patients had died at the hospital because of lack of oxygen. My colleague Chaiti Narula has spoken to Dr. D.K. Baluja on oxygen shortage in hospitals. Listen in.
Jaipur Golden Hospital has put out a tweet saying you have only few hours of hospital left and 164 patients on oxygen support. This is a matter of huge concern. Have you made the right calls to the authorities to ensure that the oxygen reaches you? Where are the impediments at the moment?
We had already communicated to the authorities and to the INOX people also, who are our principal supplier.
Yeah.
Yesterday night, they had helped us and we got our supplies. But this supply will run up to around 6 p.m. Now, the problem here is, even if they give us the short supply, but it is the surety of the supply which should be ensured. If they cannot give me my quota of 3.6 metric ton in one go, it's okay. But you assure me, at least you are able to give me 900 liters every 6 hours.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is a common complaint that we are getting, that, you know, while you're getting the supply of the oxygen, it needs to be continuous, and that is a common complaint by most of the hospitals.
The commitment by the government which has been made to us in writing is that they will give Jaipur Golden 3.6 metric ton.
Which government? State or center?
From Delhi government.
Okay.
From the Special Secretary Ministry of Health. Delhi government.
Yeah.
Now, if you cannot make your commitment, let's say for some reason, you cannot go in one go, but you at least assure me that you will get 1 liter every 6 hours.
Yeah.
Now, this is, even if you give me 2 liters, but I don't know when my next 2 liters will come, whether after 10 hours, 12 hours. So we are always in a panic mode.
And yesterday there were...
There is no...
Yesterday there was the loss of lives. 25 people lost their lives in the hospital because of this very reason.
That was day before yesterday.
Day before yesterday, I beg your pardon.
We had our quota of 24 hours refill. That was delayed by 7.5 hours, and we managed with our reserves and everything. But by the time it reached, the pressure had fallen down for about 10 minutes or so, and we had this 20 casualties. But even then, that time also we were given about hardly 1.5 metric ton, which could last for another 9 or 10 hours. Again, the same day morning, it's the same crisis. For last 3 days, I mean, there is not even a span of 8 to 10 hours where you feel comfortable. Yes, I know, if I'm sure my next supply is assured at 5 o'clock dot, I will not worry, I will not panic.
Yeah.
But somebody has to follow the commitments.
Absolutely well said. Dr. Baluja, where do you think the problem lies? Because, and on one hand, the center says that we have given enough oxygen to Delhi and Delhi government is at fault. The Delhi government says that, you know, the oxygen supplies are getting stopped at various border points and there is a problem right there. I mean, between this blame game, precious lives are getting lost. Where do you see the real problem as somebody who runs a hospital?
Madam, the real problem here is, unless we really have a sense of belonging to the nation as a one India, one nation, we are all one in this kind of tragedies. Let's not make a comedy of a tragedy, which everybody owns, including Dr. Baluja, you, everyone. It's a collective responsibility. It has to be a collective response, irrespective of caste, politics and anything. I'm not concerned with that. My question is the precious life which can be saved. People die just for want of gas oxygen. In a country like India, we call ourselves as the 5th or 6th largest world power in economy.
Well, after Delhi High Court's whip on the Arvind Kejriwal government as well as the centre over shortage of oxygen in the national capital, the Aam Aadmi Party government is caught in a soup really over mismanagement. Oxygen suppliers have now blamed the Delhi government of not guiding suppliers on the logistics. Suppliers have alleged that oxygen allocations have been given by Delhi government to 12 suppliers, but they are not told which hospitals to deliver to. Suppliers have written to the Arvind Kejriwal government asking for more clarity. With a huge crisis looming over the national capital, there is mismanagement over internal logistics on the part of Delhi government.
दिल्ली में ऑक्सीजन की काफ़ी कमी महसूस हो रही है। दिल्ली की इस वक्त ज़रूरत 700 टन की है और हमें केंद्र सरकार से 480 टन अलॉट हुई है, लेकिन ये पूरी अलॉटमेंट भी अभी दिल्ली में नहीं आ रही है। 700 टन की ज़रूरत है इतने कोरोना की महामारी में, उसके मुकाबले में 330-335 ही पहुंच रही है। हमने एक वो पोर्टल टाइप बनाया है और ऑर्डर जारी कर दिए गए हैं, जिसमें हर 2-2 घंटे में मैन्युफैक्चरर से लेके और अस्पताल तक, एंड यूज़र तक, हर एक को 2-2 घंटे के अंदर अपनी ऑक्सीजन की पोजीशन बतानी पड़ेगी।
Undeniable gloom because of coronavirus pandemic in the country, and amid this avalanche of bad news, there are some brave hearts who are at the forefront of the battle against COVID-19. Well, these heroes don't really wear capes but PPE suits.
Uphill battle for healthcare workers in their constant battle with the virus. Sleepless nights, never-ending shifts, and away from their families. These hero doctors have been through the worst. The fight still continues. 2 doctors from Sion Hospital in Mumbai have been at COVID duty since March 2020. The duo recount the problems they have been facing over the past 1 year and how they are still committed to save lives. Meet Dr. Akshay Yadav from Sion Hospital, who's been a COVID warrior since March 2020.
रोज जब उनका कॉल आता था, काफ़ी बार मैं उठा पाता था, काफ़ी बार नहीं उठा पाता था। रोज ऐसा लगता था एक बार तो मिलके आ जाऊँ। तो एक बार जब मैं कोविड से रिकवर हो गया, उस दौरान जब मुझे कंफर्म पता था कि मेरे शरीर में एंटीबॉडीज रहेंगे और मैं उन्हें इन्फेक्शन ट्रांसफर नहीं करूँगा, एट दैट टाइम जस्ट फॉर 3 or 4 days I went to my home.
Akshay recounts the lockdown horror of 2020. Akshay is committed to his service but also feels overwhelmed by the magnitude of the crisis.
वो रिलेटिव्स बोलते हैं कि एक बार तो भी वीडियो कॉल करा दो। वो सिचुएशन, मतलब एक बार तो मेरे आंखों से आंसू निकल गए। मैं नहीं करा सकता था, रिस्ट्रिक्शंस थे, मैं वीडियो कॉल नहीं करा सकता था, एंड दे वर लाइक बेगिंग, एक बार डॉक्टर साहब, एक बार। अगर आपका कोई फैमिली मेंबर रहता तो आप कैसे सोचते? उस पॉइंट पे एक बार मैं ब्रेक हुआ था अपनी जिंदगी में।
Dr. Purva, a gynecologist in Sion Hospital, faced a difficult situation when a heavily pregnant lady came to the hospital for delivery. But carrying out a delivery in a PPE kit was a difficult task.
Sion is not a dedicated COVID hospital. But then the female had come fully dilated in labor. She was about to deliver. We couldn't send the patient to Nayar Hospital or Rajawadi.
Dr. Purva has been staying at the hospital and hasn't met her parents for months.
मैं घर नहीं जाती हूँ क्योंकि ये हमेशा थ्रेट रहता है. If I go home, I would be the asymptomatic carrier. I might be transferring the infection to my parents at home.
Akshay and Purva are not the only ones. Doctors across the nation are tirelessly fighting against time, lack of resources and supplies. India salutes these heroes in whites. Bureau Report, India Today.
Hi everyone, Preeti Chaudhary here. Hope you like this video. For latest news and analysis, like and subscribe to the India Today YouTube channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated. Thank you for watching.